stimmt nicht. War ich da schon mal? Ich weiß es gar nicht mehr. Also ich meine überhaupt mal in der Nähe von dem Ding.
What's this?
Kannst du dich jetzt mal da festhalten und hochklettern? Nein. Hast du gerade einen eigenen Freund erledigt? das war geil. Hallo, kommst du vielleicht mal her? Oh. Wo kann ich das nicht aufmachen? Dann steigen wir halt auf die Kiste.
Than the unexpected.
Und brennt jetzt das so hoch? Ah, da ist es.
Wow, there are a lot of Kaholosaurs here.
As expected, the first clue is related to the Kaholosaurs.
When people from outside the tribe get a copy of the map, most can deduce that the first clue is related to the Kaholosaurs. But they often end up looking in the wrong direction. When the first chief created the map, he left a special mark for this part. It's a code that the tribe uses to indicate a herd of them. So it'll be impossible to gain any leads from just finding one or two stray Kaholosaurs.
You're a real pro at this, Mulani.
But according to the information I've been able to find, Kaholosaurs don't like gathering as herds unless it's to compete for the hot springs.
So let me tell you a secret that only a guide from the people of the springs would know. It so happens that wild Kaholosaurs periodically gather in the valley up ahead. It's almost like how our tribe gathers together for festivals. Still, as soon as the season changes, the herd quickly disperses again. Unless you're a guide who's always running across Natlan, it would be very rare to ever witness such a thing.
This is a thing? I need to note this down right away and include an explanation as a part of my thesis.
According to what I've deciphered from the map, a clue is hidden deep in that valley.
But to get there, won't we have to get through the herd of Kaholosaurs?
Ah, endlich Zeit für mich.
We'll have to think of a way to sneak past without startling them. They're gathering together with their friends, so I'm sure they don't want to be disturbed.
Wir können die Freunde auch vermöbeln.
You mean we're going to have to walk through the Kaholosaur herd? That feels a little...
Given we've agreed to work together, everyone should do their part. However, Karia has been attacked by Kaholosaurs before, so this isn't an ideal plan for her. But it shouldn't be a problem at all for me. Let's have Karia wait here, and I'll take over all the tasks that were supposed to be entrusted to her.
Alter Junge, tu doch nicht gleich bei der ersten Sache sie gleich zurücklassen. Oh, sie kommt nicht durch, wir lassen sie zurück.
No worries. We don't need everyone to go. We actually need someone to stay and look after the luggage, so we'll leave that to you two. Traveler, Paimon, please come with me.
Is that so? Then that works out perfectly.
And now I understand how much you care for your assistant scholar. Follow me and stay close. Oh no, we've been spotted. Let's back off and try again.
Hä? Du bist doch dahin gelaufen.
These Kaholosaurs sure seem on guard. We'll never get through.
Wir haben es ja nicht mal probiert, uns vorbeizuschleichen. Du bist einfach mitten reingerannt.
Kevin, you've already used the information provided by the map to deduce that the clue is in that valley. Why don't you simply chase them away? You're pretty strong, aren't you?
Oh, die haben uns gesehen. Wir stehen mitten im offenen Ding, Alter. An der Treppe. Wie konnten sie uns sehen?
First of all, the elders of the tribe have always warned us to never hurt the Kaholosaurs. Doing so will almost certainly bring bad luck.
Oh, die Spiele machen mich bald mal fertig.
And secondly, you can't just show up and intrude on others' gatherings, much less make them leave. That's just terrible.
But on what basis?
Okay. So can we figure out another way to enter the valley?
There must be a way to enter the valley without startling them. It'd take a while for me to come up with a solution on my own, so I'd like to ask everyone to help come up with some ideas.
Let Paimon think. Oh, is there a detour or another way around?
According to the map, the clue is right in the middle of the Kaholosaur herd. Even if we try to approach from the other side, we'll just run into the same problem.
This is tricky.
Karya, I've noticed that you only talk when you're trying to help smooth things over between Varamdra and the others. I'm sure you must have some ideas of your own, so why don't you share them with us?
Me? All right. When Varamdra decided to look for leads on the Kaholosaurs, I wanted to help, and so I also looked up some information about the creatures. I discovered something very interesting. We thought that the Kaholosaurs relied on their hearing to track their prey, but they also possess a very keen sense of smell. But I'm not sure how useful that information is.
Oh. Oh, that was actually very useful, Miss Karya.
You can just call me Karya.
In that case, please stay here and keep an eye on the luggage. Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I've got an idea.
Laufen wir wieder mitten rein und dazu fragen dann, warum sie uns gesehen haben?
Found it!
What's this?
Da hätten wir auch ein paar dabei gehabt.
The key to making our way through the herd. If the Kaholosaurs have a keen sense of smell, then even if we try to sneak around and stay out of sight, they'll still notice us once we get close enough. But this plant can help us solve that problem, because its fragrance is very similar to the scent of a Kaholosaur. We can apply the plant's extract to our bodies and trick their sense of smell.
So, we're gonna rub plant juice on ourselves?
Don't worry, it's also good for your skin.
Mulani sammelt einen Teil des Extrakts der Pflanze im Maski.
Oh, Paimon feels all wet and slimy. But this actually does smell like a Kaholosaur.
Ja, aber wie riecht einer?
Perfect. Okay, let's try to make our way through again.
Wie ein nasser Hund?
Be sure to stay out of sight.
Ach so.
What's that sound? Careful! Oh, it's just a young Kaholosaur. Don't worry, this little one doesn't pose any danger.
Ja, die schauen halt schon knuffig aus, ne? Aber die Genshin machen das ziemliche Säcke, Alter, dass die uns die wegschlachten lassen teilweise. Ich hab gesehen, im Abgrund sind vor allem welche.
How could there be so many here? We can't get through! Oh, I have an idea. Wait here. Come on!
Ja, ich bin schon lange bereit. Du brauchst so lang.
Careful! Don't startle them. be getting close.
Look, a bunch are gathering around that rock.
Maybe when things start to get boring, they gather together and talk about something fun? Too bad I can't understand what they're saying.
But Paimon thought guides from the people of the springs could understand Kaholasaurs.
Sounds like someone has been trying to trick you.
True, they were definitely trying to scam us. Huh? Do you see that on the rock? It looks like some kind of drawing.
I've heard that there is a type of moss that changes color when it reacts to the biological signals released by Kaholasaurs. But to trigger that sort of reaction, you'd need a huge number of Kaholasaurs. That must be the clue!
Should we take a picture?
Oh, the flash might disturb them. Let me try to copy it down.
Mulani zeichnet das moosbewachsene Bild ab und führt euch leise den Weg zurück, den ihr
So
gekommen
we've
seid.
passed the first stage of the journey now, right?
Ich konnte nicht mal die Hälfte lesen, so schnell geht's weg.
I see. Had we chosen to drive the Kaholasaurs off, then we never would have found this lead. Seems there was a logical basis for everything you said after all.
Has he always been this way, Miss Karia?
He's just obsessed with his research. That's all.
At least this has shown that my judgment is correct. I've proven my trustworthiness. And so, there should be no need for us to argue next time.
Yes, I understand. And I suppose that'll help us avoid wasting time.
Mulani really knows how to lead our group.
Schließlich ist sie eine professionelle Fremdenführerin.
Next, we'll need to use the lead we found to uncover our next destination. Now, what does this pattern represent?
Das Pattern hat doch gar nicht so ausgeschaut. Ach, keine
Hard to
Ahnung.
tell. Paimon certainly doesn't have any idea what it's trying to get at.
Aha! I got it. Though the lines are kind of rough, I can still see that they represent the boundaries between the water and the land at Jadeskirt Knoll. We can use this to fill in the hole on the map and find our next destination.
Really? You got all that just from some rough lines?
Deswegen kennt die Gegend.
Well, intuition is also a part of it. Maybe I've just seen too many maps as a guide, and now it's easier for me to pick up on patterns like that. All right, break time is over. Let's get ready to move.
Geht ein bisschen zu schnell, dass sie die Sachen rausfindet, finde ich. Ja, aber ich gut meinen. Die schaffen es nicht mal 5 Sekunden, einen verdammten Text dazustehen zu lassen, damit man lesen kann. Was soll das denn das? Hab ich den schon mal gesehen? Ich glaube nicht.
Transfixed.
Ist das ein scheiß Schwert? Strömungsschwimmer. Vajop-Verkörperung. Ah.
This is where you fall.
Cool. Noch nie gesehen. Ich war auch nicht viel unterwegs, also Hauptstory.
Something with which to commemorate this occasion.
Oh.
Okay, this is the place.
So, where do we go next?
I'm not completely sure yet. The map seems to indicate there's a mechanism here that crosses the water. But I still need to think about what these lines might be referring to.
I knew it! My theory was correct!
Sounds like he's got something to say again.
If you have any suggestions, then please feel free to share.
I believe the mechanism that the lines are indicating is a spirit way.
That is a possibility. But I don't remember anyone from the tribe setting up a spirit door around here.
According to my theory, it might not have been set up by humans. The dragons living in that land also used a similar device, long before the humans. Speaking of which, the spirit doors your tribe uses may have been built imitating the dragon ones.
Oh, I remember now. Uncle New did mention this possibility to me before.
After learning about the legend, I realized that it was connected to my research, and so I looked up a lot of related information. Even though I haven't found an exact route to the mysterious island, I'm fairly certain I've deduced the geographical features of the island's surrounding areas. Firstly, it's at an intersection between water and land, and secondly, there should be a high concentration of phlogiston. My research indicates that the Spirit Way was originally a natural phenomenon caused by the flow of phlogiston. Therefore, the area must contain many potential spirit ways, and the dragons who lived here in ancient times may have left behind some devices to control them.
Oh, amazing. Now it all makes sense.
Now everyone's contributing to the team.
You flatter me. If my theory is correct, we should already be very close to the mysterious island. Once you've unlocked the mechanism, we'll be able to derive the island's location.
Ich meine, ich mag ihn nicht, aber ist cool, dass er was weiß.
All right. Then let's start searching for the dragon's spirit door.
That's just a quick and easy name. I won't be able to include it in my thesis. Given the dragons used the device long before the humans, we should stick with a name that references no human concepts. Calling it a phlogiston node would be much more appropriate.
Oh Gott, halt's Maul.
Then let's start searching for the phlogiston node. Speaking of which, what does it look like exactly?
If I'm not mistaken... Look that way!
Ja gut, es ist jetzt so auffällig.
It started glowing! This should be it, right?
Looks like we can activate it once we get close enough. The light does remind me of a spirit way. But according to the map, there should be 2 more phlogiston nodes. Let's keep searching, everyone.
Ach so, die sind da drüben.
Let's hope you put up a good fight. Let's finish this.
You're...
Was ist das Ding? Wie konnte ich das nochmal abschalten? Ah ja, cool. Warte mal, warum habe ich das jetzt aktiviert? Das andere ist ja scheinbar... Ah, da oben in der Luft. Ah, fuck, jetzt weiß ich wieder, warum man die Kachina eigentlich dabei haben sollten. Soll hier nicht ein Teleporter sein? Ah, okay, der wird da oben sein.
We finally found all of them.
Great work, everyone. Okay, now first, we need to figure out how to control this thing. Its qualities are very similar to that of a man-made device, but it doesn't seem as intuitive to me.
Is there something wrong?
See, look at this. After activating a normal spirit door, we could just go ahead and use it. But this one requires someone to stay and keep operating it here. Also, according to the map, we need to activate the mechanism and switch between different phlogiston nodes to change the path of the Spirit Way. If we don't operate the nodes properly, then the people on the Spirit Way will come tumbling from the sky.
Isn't that super dangerous?
In theory, the process should be very safe, but only if the 3 phlogiston nodes are each being operated by someone.
Do you think you'd be able to operate it? I just tried, and it clearly requires more skill than a typical spirit door.
Though I've never tried before, I've read a lot of information and theoretically should be able to properly control it. Let me give it a try. Huh? But in theory, this shouldn't happen.
If Varamdra can't control it, then that also rules out me.
Okay, well, how about you?
After all the adventures he's been on, handling something like this should be easy peasy.
All right, then it'll be up to the Traveler to stay here and operate the phlogiston node. I'll go activate the mechanism. I'll let you know when we need to switch nodes. Just make sure you quickly head to the corresponding node, and we should make it safely.
Wait, but handling it this way sounds even more dangerous, Mulani.
Don't worry. It looks like the spirit ways are all above the water. I'm pretty good at swimming, so I'm not afraid if I end up falling in.
But it's so high, and you'll be falling so fast. If we don't manage to reach a node in time, or if we make a mistake, there's a lot that can happen.
Do you still remember the promise we made before we left Paimon? Only those who can trust each other with their lives can reach the mysterious island. Since you two are willing to trust me, then naturally, I'm willing to trust you.
Was mir jetzt aber gerade die Frage stellt, wenn jetzt man hier auf jeden Fall jemanden braucht, der diese Seelentore betreibt, damit man da hoch kann, wie hat's denn dann der eine Typ alleine geschafft? Aha. Okay, machen wir weiter.
Alrighty.
Nur lass das ruhig uns.
Please be careful.
Indem du springst, wenn du dich auf den Seelenpfad befindest, kannst du jeweils zum Nachbarn Seelenpfad wechseln. Ah, okay.
Now switch to the spirit way on the right! Please, activate the next node!
Paimon heard Mulani shouting just now. Let's go find the node we need.
Hä? Ach so. Wie kommen wir jetzt hier hin?
We did it, Mulani!
Carving waves!
Au.
The path ends up ahead. Switch to the next spirit way. Traveler, get to the next node!
Got it! Paimon heard Mulani shouting just now. Let's go find the node we need. Mulani, we've taken care of the final node. Please be careful.
Ah, scheiße. Das ist dann hier, wo man es aktiviert?
That was perfect.
You were amazing, Mulani. There were a couple of moments Paimon thought it was over.
I'm confident I could do it all over again. Wait, why are the phlogiston nodes no longer lit?
Oh no, you're right.
It appears the phlogiston nodes here need to automatically recharge. Once they're activated, they'll be unusable for some time.
In that case, no matter what happens next, we have to seize our chance. Otherwise, who knows how long we'll have to wait for another shot.
Do you hear that?
Nein.
The weather's getting gloomy, and a bunch of whirlpools just appeared in the water.
Yes, we need to get to higher ground and take a look.
Ihr macht euch auf den Weg zum nahegelegenen Hügel.
Hey, look over there!
Whoa, there's a giant whirlpool over there.
Yep, and that's our next stop.
Huh? What do you mean?
The info I deciphered from the map points to only one possibility. To reach the mysterious island, we must enter that massive whirlpool.
No way.
Forgive me for being frank, but as a guide of the people of the Springs, I'm sure you understand the danger of such a vortex even better than we do.
Yes, I know. But whether it's the information deciphered from the map, or the direction of the spirit wave that I observed in the air, everything points to the path ahead being hidden in that whirlpool.
And what if you're wrong?
Varamdra.
I'm not trying to be unreasonable. Unfortunately, I'm very knowledgeable in this area. The spirit waves must have affected the nearby bodies of water and lowered the water level. That's why the whirlpools appeared. At this rate, some of the land that was once underwater will soon reappear at the surface and see the light of day again. Don't you think that sounds more like the definition of a mysterious island? So, our goal should be the shallow waters. If we enter that vortex, the undercurrents will drag us to the bottomless abyss.
He does seem to have a point.
I can't find any evidence to refute your claim for the moment, but I still trust my judgment.
And it seems like it's time for our collaboration to come to an end.
But didn't we all agree to trust each other?
I have reached this conclusion based on my field of expertise, and I cannot deny it, even if you try to convince me otherwise. From now on, let us each choose our own way.
No, I refuse.
You?
Das hat er jetzt nicht erwartet.
Letting your clients separate themselves from the group in the middle of a journey will result in the worst luck possible. I will not agree to that.
Then we can implement the plan I proposed at the very beginning. You're not my guide, and as such, you don't have to take responsibility for me.
Oh, sei kein Arschloch jetzt.
Oh, but you can't do that once you've traveled together as a group. If you were to leave now, we'll all be hit with bad luck. It's now beyond both our control. How about this? You and Karia wait here. We'll go first and investigate the whirlpool. I know you like to explain everything with theories and logic, so let me build my case first, and then I'll come back to convince you.
Well,
Traveler, come on. Let's get going.
Kleiner Penner, aber ich kann ihn schon verstehen. Gehen in den Whirlpool hört sich halt nicht geil an. Warte mal, was soll ich denn da drüben? Oh oh. Oh, das war dumm. Das war echt dumm. Kurz Bescheid. Hi.
Whoa, the massive whirlpool is up ahead. Just the thought of going in there is making Paimon dizzy.
Do you also think that this is a reckless decision?
Well...
It's okay. That's completely normal. Actually, I completely understand how Varamdra feels. This is just how it is to be a guide. The tribe's experiences passed down from generation to generation are what give us the ability to guide our guests through hardships. This gives us the power to decide which way we should go. But it also means that we must bear the consequences of our mistakes and judgment, which could be quite dire this time. Although I'm pretty convinced that all the leads we have collected are pointing us to the whirlpool, I still don't know what awaits us inside. If the scholars still choose to reject my plan, I won't have the confidence to ask them to only do as I say. The same goes for the two of you. You are the commissioners, so if you think this is too risky, then it's perfectly reasonable if you want to end the trip here.
Also ich bin in schlimmere Sachen gesprungen.
The good news is that I know the way back to the tribe very well.
Mulani?
Wir haben uns bereits ein gegenseitiges Versprechen gegeben. Wir werden die Insel gemeinsam erreichen.
Traveler.
That's right. You've trusted us before, Mulani. Now it's our turn to trust you. Besides, it's gonna take more than a whirlpool to scare the two of us. We all managed to make it back from the Night Kingdom. After an experience like that, what's so scary about being sucked into a whirlpool?
Aw, Paimon. Come on, bring it in again.
All right. Let's investigate this whirlpool and see if we can gather any info to convince that scholar.
Seit die Umarmen mit ins Spiel eingeführt haben, nutzen sie es ständig.
Matters of luck aside,
Aber gut, es
he
passt zu ihr halt
definitely
auch.
knows a lot about geography and we'll need him on the team.
I know, it's just that we can't see much from here. I'll get closer to the water and have another look.
Wait a sec. Is it just Paimon or does the whirlpool seem to be getting smaller?
You're right. Maybe it's just like the phlogiston nodes and can only be active for a certain amount of time.
That means we need to hurry.
Miss Guide, we have a problem.
Karia, what are you doing here?
Der anders
I
abkaut.
tried to persuade him, but Varamdra insisted on verifying his theory first. He said that the water to the south was about to be shallow enough to wade through. But after he took a few steps, the water suddenly began to surge and he was swept away. I'm not much of a swimmer, so I came to call for help.
Oh, why did this have to happen now? Can we still make it into the whirlpool?
No time to hesitate. I'll get in the water and rescue him. Just tell me which way he went, Karia.
Oh.
Carving waves! That way? He's been pulled away by the current! Not here either.
So viel Strudel, die hier
Too
auftauchen.
fast!
Die wollen ihn tot sehen, Alter.
We found him!
Super Theorie, Alter.
Karia came and found us just in time.
Oh, there they are!
Ja, die Wolken sind weg, das heißt, die Strudel sind auch wieder weg, ne?
Thank goodness you're all right. Thank you so much, Miss Guide.
Didn't I tell you to wait for me?
Judging by the changes in the water's surface, the path to the mysterious island wouldn't be around for long. I didn't want to miss this opportunity. It's just... I didn't expect my calculations to be wrong. It seems you were right.
Right, who knows if we can make it back in time now? Huh? Well, the whirlpools have disappeared!
Seems we missed our chance.
Why would you give up on such an opportunity to come rescue me?
Ja, weil du sonst drauf gehst, Alter.
How can you say that? It's already bad enough that you had to be left behind. Do you think I'd let anyone in my group drown?
I'm really sorry.
Don't feel guilty, Karia. I think if I reactivate the nodes, that will cause the whirlpools to reappear. The only problem is that we still don't know exactly when we'll be able to do that. It's already getting late now, and we've been on the move for a whole day. As your guide, I suggest we make camp first and have a good meal. We can talk about the other stuff tomorrow.
Now that you mention it, Paimon is feeling a little hungry.
Ist mir gar nicht aufgefallen, dass wir eigentlich das ganze Campingzeug komplett umsonst gekauft haben. So, wenn wir das jetzt nicht machen würden. Es ist ein Wunder, dass sie so lange kein Essen erwähnt hat.
Hey, Paimon's stomach can be very sensible. It won't interrupt while everyone's busy solving puzzles.
We have plenty of tasty things to eat. Let's just find a suitable spot to make camp.
Wie wär's gleich hier?
I like that place right over there.
Mulani führt alle zum besten Ort, um das Lager aufzuschlagen.
Is this the spot? Let Paimon and the Traveler help set up the tent.
Go ahead. I'll take care of the fire. Oh, and here's a little camping tip. It's best to set the tent upwind from the campfire.
Das ist immer gut.